Oh, okay. How to get. Every ending. Um, Confusion. The whiteboard ending. If you play Starry Power a few times, you notice that occasionally you spawn in offices that are not normal event variants. Okay. Restart the game a few times or continue playing until you acquire the blue room office beginning. Okay. Okay. Has everybody voted for the next game? On Discord, yeah. Good question. If people are interested, anyway.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
We will start the game again and again and again until we get this variant. Because at the moment, the vote looks like it's going to be Darkest Dungeon and maybe... I voted for a KCD, but...
Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
I don't think I've seen this one before.
When Stanley came...
Let's go.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
I wonder how long this is going to take. Oh. Speak of the devil.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Not that way.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, there we go. Whiteboard ending. Console bark. Well, there we go. That's the whiteboard ending. We did the game design ending, didn't we? We did the one where you wait in the office. Look for these desks. Oh, okay. 419423. Okay. What about going left after the lounge? Left after the lounge? Oh, you mean the red escape corridor thing?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
After the lounge.
he entered the door and this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
I think we
knew
did that one, didn't
perfectly
we?
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, I think I did that one. Where you go down the corridor. We need the console one, to get the heaven ending. So we need to look for awaiting input. I'm not answering the phone. Okay, I'll answer the phone.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee.
Going left after the lounge to the red button. But no, not the escape corridor. The one where you get crushed. Left after a lounge. That takes you back on track, doesn't it?
Open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded,
5 times input,
butterflies
yeah.
in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured
we
through
went
the
down there.
maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
We went down there. I think we did that at the start, didn't we? Yeah. So, to get the heaven ending, we need to check certain desks. 419, 423, 434.
The meeting room, yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
419's not there. 423's not there. It also says 434. No, I think it was the start of the stream.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door.
I think that was the first thing we did, maybe. You get the line, don't you? Is it the line one? I can't remember.
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Says the boss's secretary. There we go. Okay, so we carry on.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Climb onto the chair. How? Oh.
Stanley went around touching every little thing.
Oh, come on.
But it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Stand on top of the chair. There we go. Let's check the other 2 desks. Although, I don't know if you can get one more than one in one side. Yeah, well, okay. Need one more.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's pretty sneaky for them to put it in there. 1 per run, okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
His boss's office. Nope. Nope. Oh. I didn't realize Stanley's computer could be as well. Is there any point to switching off these buttons? It's quite satisfying. Truly happy, yeah. Oh, they just come back on. I think. Yeah. Buttons. Any endings left? What do we got? Oh, the window. We got to do the window one. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I'll be 1 minute. Gonna get tea. Won't be long.
Stanley stood for a long time in one spot. It's part of a game. He likes to see how long he can go without dying. So far, he's doing excellent. And if he just stays right where he is, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.
T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T. Okay. So we'll get the desk ending. 434.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
434.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Crouch out of the window. Oh! Two options. You can press escape. Okay.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yeah. Yes or no? Oh, I see. Let's say yes.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
It's quite a nice song. I thought it wouldn't be as good. I think it's just repeating. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. I think that's actually all the endings. There are other ones that are based on the console, I think. Something to do with console editing, which I'm not really into. But I think that's it. So we'll leave it there. Pretty good game, though. Pretty interesting.